watch this. Here we go. You can see that, look at that, I'm swimming past, oh, boom! Dirty tank is winning so far in my opinion. You do not know more than the internet. But there's a lesson here. Don't assume that just because something hasn't happened in the past, it's not going to happen in the future. Big problem guys. My fault completely. I came in this morning and Mike, my Betta fish, didn't come to the front glass. He always comes to the front glass. He always comes to see me, begging for food obviously. I pretend he's coming to say hello. Nope. He is coming to say hello. Anyway, I noticed that he wasn't doing that and I instantly thought, oh, what's happened? So I've kept 2 Betta fish in the past. Neither of them have ever jumped, but Mike jumped. He was. I don't know if you guys can see maybe, but he was right down the back down there. I pulled it out straight away and I knew to look there. So what you can see I've done here, I've got him back in the tank. I don't know how long he was out, but he seems to be all right. He laid down at the bottom for a little while and didn't move much. I put this little mini filter in there just to get some oxygen into water. There was obviously enough oxygen, but I don't know how long he's been there. So I've just got that pumping, rippling the surface, getting some in. I've also put some of this shrink wrap or cling film over the top temporarily with some holes punched in it just to make sure we don't get condensation and all that and oxygen exchange and whatnot. But yeah, I should have listened. I didn't listen to you guys. And I'm there thinking, well, none of my fish have ever jumped before, so he's not going to either. And you know what? I was wrong. There's a lesson here, guys. You do not know more than the internet. Now, the reason that Mike was able to breathe out of water is because Betta fish are known as labyrinth fish. And what that basically means is that they can breathe air in and out of water. And the reason for this is so that they can puddle hop during the sort of drought seasons from their natural habitats, that they can find a mate. Obviously we don't want that because once he's out there's no more water sources. So what I need to do is get a lid. I'm going to make one out of glass. Hopefully I can find some glass big enough. I'm doing this again, stop doing this. So what I'm doing here guys is I'm just cutting the silicone off of an old tank. It's just an old one that I'm not really using anymore, and then just pressing the blade all the way through. It can be a bit hard, but just got to persevere. Take your time with it, just be a little bit careful. And then you need to just scrape off any of the excess silicone, as I'm doing here with a razor, and just measure out the distance between the opening on the top of your tank. Put a little mark on the glass. And I'm just taping the line so I know where to put a score mark on. Then take your scorer and just scratch all the way down. Put it on a flat surface, snap, look at that, perfect. Just comes off beautifully. Click subscribe. And then we want to do it across the top bit there as well so it's the right length. So basically I'm doing it in 2 halves, so I can open half of the top and then the other half. Just saves having to move a big chunk of glass really. And then a little corner bit coming off, bang. And that's just so there's a place for the wire to go. And then sand off your edges. And let's take it for a little test spin. Yeah, it's not perfect, but considering it's the first time I cut glass, I'd say that's a pretty good result. And I'm using a suction cup like this just as a little sort of handle to be able to lift it on and off. Just saves faffing about with it then. I've left a little gap at the sides here just to allow for a little bit of ventilation to try and cut down on some of the condensation that will build up. It still will do, but you know, let's do what we can. But that gap is so small that there's no way that Mike can jump out, so that's all good. So that works well, but now what I need to do is just do the other half. Okay guys, there it is, the finished result. Okay, it doesn't look as good as completely open top, but it's more important to keep, I think anyway, it's more important to keep Mike safe than just it looking perfect, because, I mean, it doesn't hurt that bad, does it? Yeah, there's a little bit of condensation build up. It's all about the front anyway. Look, he loves coming to the front, so that's why I'm really happy that he's okay. Hello, look at him just there. He's just staring. Right, so that's Michael sorted and safe. I'm happy with that. And let's go have a look at some of the other stuff. Okay, so last video, you saw me set up the aquarium or paludarium for Pancho. Let's go see how he's getting on. There he is, guys. Look what he likes to do. He's found this little perch spot up in that little corner, and he just loves to hang there. Now, the reason he's doing that is because they're predators at the end of the day. So, you know, in the wild, they would hang on little corners like that, wait for something to swim past, and then BAM! Just bite it. I tell you what, we can actually feed him now. I fed him, I think it was 2 days ago when I showed that on the last video. So that's the perfect thing about this tank. Like I cleaned up he's already had a poo, so can I say poo? Of course I can say poo. Yeah, I keep forgetting I'm not like in front of children. Yeah, so let's feed him quickly. You guys can see what he's like as well when you feed him because he's proper cool to watch. Actually, first of all, let me just put on the mister as well, because why not? Just a quick reminder guys that membership is now available, so if you want to become part of the behind the scenes club, then click the join button below now and get involved. Alright, you ready? Ready? We have missed! It's just subtle, I don't want it on like pluming out really crazy. But look at that, like, look at the way it just creeps over. Let me pull you in a bit. Look at that, I think that looks really cool. What's quite cool as well, you can do this. Right, so I'm gonna go get the food, Let's feed Pancho, and I want you guys to see how he snaps. I've got the tongs. What I do is I just grip the food right near the edge so that, you know, it's not near Pancho's mouth at all. Now watch this. As soon as I go near, he knows what it is. Watch this. Here we go. You can see that? Look at that. I'm swimming past. Oh, boom, boom, boom. He's got it. He's a bit derpy, so he'll just hover there for a bit, then he'll go again. In a minute, he'll just gulp it all. There you go. Whoa, bang! Such a greedy little pig. Okay, so now there we go. He's attacking it, even though it's not moving anywhere. But that's cool, isn't it? Like that, boy? Yeah. Awesome. He's really close to the glass there, so he looks bigger than he is. But nice. That's cool. Gets a nice feed in. It'll probably mop up these little ones as well. But look, he just sits there floating now. They're so funny, aren't they? Okay, buddy? Yeah, he's okay. They stay perfectly still when they've got their food being like going down now. He'll just stay like that now until it's gone properly in his stomach. I think it's like to reduce the risk of it going anywhere. Yeah, brilliant. See, that's exactly why I wanted him in this environment, in this tank, with this space. I can do that quite often. As soon as he passes that through as a poo, I can put in some more food. So then he can just put on some really nice size, ready for the 90cm tank. So like a week or so ago, no, more than that, about 2 weeks ago, we set up these two tanks. So we've got aqua soil in this one. Aqua soil, I don't know what aqua soil is, but aqua soil in this one. And we've got dirt underneath the sand in this one. So the idea being like, which one performs better? Well, currently I can definitely say that we can bring the light down a little bit, because at the moment, I don't think they're receiving as much light as they could afford to. We're still getting some growth. Like, look at that limnophilia. The top part is all new growth. On this one as well, all new growth. But I think we could just come down a touch, just so that we've got a little bit brighter light. It will grow like this, and I'm getting no algae at all, which is kind of good. Maybe I shouldn't change it, but no, I think you can test your boundaries. And I think we can bring it down a little bit more, get some even better growth. But let me bring you in closer, because so far the result is going differently to what I think a lot of people would have expected, but I'm not surprised by it. So far, what's happening then? Okay, I've not really seen anything happening in the aquasoil tank apart from the limnophilia, which, as you guys know, is my favourite plant because it does that. Look at how green that is. You can see the old stuff. That's where I had this plant in just like a bucket in the other studio with basically no light. So you can see it. That's gone a bit like meh. But the top part is the new bit, and look at how vibrant that is. Even with this lowish sort of light, you know, the light's hanging right up there. So yeah, that's doing great. The rest of the plants seem to be settling in well. There's no rooting going on yet though. But if we move over to the soil underneath the capped sand aquascape, look at the glossostigma. Let me move these. Look at the glossostigma. It's actually already starting to spread and carpet, which is great. The limnophilia is thickening out quite nicely. Yeah, and look at that root coming off of that Altananthrum ricini. That's looking good as well. So all the plants in the dirty tank seem to be on their way, if you like, to growing. Seems to be a little bit behind at the moment, the aquasoil. I've got to say, I'm really impressed with the dirty tank so far. I have probably got more of a slight murkiness, I guess, or dirtiness to the sand as well, but that's to be expected in the dirty tank. I mean, I've not actually done a single water change on either of these tanks yet because I've been so busy and there's no livestock in there, so I wasn't too concerned, and there's no algae, so there's no need to really change it. But I'm going to do a little bit of a water change now, and that'll be ready to carry on with the experiment then. But so far, so good. Yeah, dirty tank is winning so far, in my opinion. Just flipping back quickly to Pancho. So remember me saying to you guys that their gills go extra red when they're feeding or they do exercise. Look at his gills now, blood red. That is looking good. It was only because some people were concerned, they saw them looking pale, and I guess they didn't really understand how it works. But yeah, look at that, properly red now, and he's just chilling. So a few videos ago, you guys saw me buy the Hillstream loaches and put them into the river tank. Let's take a look at them now and see how they're getting on. Straight away, look, we've got them on the glass here, right at the front. Luckily, the tank's going through a little diatom phase at the moment. I haven't had to feed them at all yet. They've just been sucking all the glass and all the rocks, because cleaning it all up for me really well. See, there's one there on the glass. There's two there on the glass. I mean, normally they're not on the glass at all. It's the first time I've actually seen the glass. They're normally all over the rocks. I tend to like this rock here, but oh, there's another one. There he is, look. So it's good to know that they're doing well. So there's four. No, there's four. Oh, there's a little purple tiddler as well. This little guy. Hello, buddy. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then number 5 is up there. Okay, so that's all accounted for, all doing well. This tank though, guys, is just doing fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. It's so fun to come into every day and just have a little look and see what's going on. And also, remember I said that some of the ferns are dying on the top, and I said it's not to worry, it'll adapt, it'll sort itself out, don't worry, don't worry. And look, that there is all new shoots coming through, so this should all look lush and green again soon. The asparagus fern has just taken off. It's doing so well. That is a brand new shoot all coming up. This one here is too close to the light, so that's actually sort of gone a bit there, but that's okay, that's fine, whatever, I can trim that off. Ivy's going really good. You can see all of the new shoots, look, because they're very, very vividly green. They're awesome. I've added a little bit of moss as well into this section here. This is some stuff that I got off of the wood that's on the aquarium, which I haven't really showed much of this top section at all yet, have I? But look at that, it's looking so good. And what's really interesting, this stuff, again, I've forgotten the name of it, but look, it's just shot up and just little flowers coming off the top. It's been in there for like a day, if that. Well, day and a half, and it's flowering. Like, that's cool, isn't it? Hopefully you get some really nice pretty flowers. And that one there in the middle of the waterfall, look. This one here, look, there's flowers on top of it as well there. That's great. Overall though, guys, everything's worked out okay, but there's a lesson here. Don't assume that just because something hasn't happened in the past, it's not going to happen in the future. This could have been avoided, but it's all sorted now, and I'm glad that there's a happy ending. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like for me, and I'll see you on the next one.